Here's the recap of the Division I women's tennis NCAA tournament as a team. The number 1 seed North Carolina won against South Carolina State 4-0, and South Carolina beat Iowa State 4-0. That's a revenge from last year, mind you, because Iowa State beat South Carolina last year, but then North Carolina beat South Carolina 4-0. Florida State won against FIU 4-2. The number 16 Florida beat South Alabama 4-0, but Florida won 4-1 against Florida State. A third time in a year, which is not that easy to do. The number 9 seed Miami, Florida won against Stetson 4-0. UCF beat Alabama 4-0, but Miami, Florida, despite losing doubles, they won 4-1 against UCF. The number 8 seed Pepperdine beat Denver 4-0. USC beat San Diego State 4-0, but Pepperdine won against USC 4-1. The number 5 seed Virginia won against Youngstown State 4-0. Princeton beat Army 4-0, but Virginia beat Princeton 4-0. The number 12 seed Oklahoma State won against New Mexico State 4-0. UCLA beat Arkansas 4-1, but Oklahoma State won 4-2 against UCLA, and that's going to be weird not to have UCLA deep in the NCAA tournament like normal. The third seed Auburn beat Jackson State 5-0. Yes, it was 5-0 because 2 matches ended at the same time. Georgia Tech beat Memphis 4-1, but Auburn survived against Georgia Tech 4-3. So that could have been easily an unranked, unseeded team make it past. Texas, number 4 seed Texas beat Ball State 4-0. Michigan beat Oregon 4-0, but Texas won against Michigan 4-0. The number 2 seed Oklahoma beat Bryant 4-0. Arizona State beat San Diego 4-1, but Oklahoma survived against Arizona State 4-3, and that was despite Oklahoma losing doubles. Everything was just straight sets. So Oklahoma took 4 first sets, they won 4 singles wins, while Arizona State just took 2 first sets and they got 2 singles wins. So this is the number 15 seed Stanford won against Southeastern Missouri State 4-0, but UC Santa Barbara beat Kansas 4-3 despite losing doubles, and they were down 3-0 in the dual match. Kansas was up that much. They didn't close it out, but Stanford won against UC Santa Barbara 4-0, so I think the exhaustion got them there. The number 10 seed Ohio State beat Illinois State 4-0, but Vanderbilt beat Xavier 4-0, but guess what? The only unseeded team in this entire first 2 rounds won the region and made it to the Sweet 16. Vanderbilt won 4-2 against Ohio State in the 3rd set. And they would have had both those remaining matches left. Vanderbilt was up break and even a double break on one court. So they won. Technically, both of them were double break at the end. The number 7 seed Texas A&M won against Texas A&M Corpus Christi 4-0. Baylor beat Washington 4-2, but Texas A&M won 4-1 against Baylor. But their top player did lose a singles match. A top 10 singles player for A&M did. The number 6 seed NC State beat William & Mary 4-0. Tennessee beat VCU 4-1, but NC State beat Tennessee 4-1 despite losing doubles, and that was the 3rd time this year that they have lost doubles point NC State has. Texas Tech beat Loyola Marymount from California 4-1. That was a little mini upset. California beat Northern Arizona 4-0, but I knew California was probably going to beat Texas Tech, and they did 4-0. But I would have thought if it was Loyola Marymount versus California, maybe that was a pick-em match, maybe. The number 14 seed Georgia, without their top singles player, won 4-0 against Georgia Southern. Wake Forest won against Northwestern 4-2, so no Big Ten teams left, as you could tell. But Georgia won 4-0 against Wake Forest without their top player, which I think down the line, if that is the case against whoever they're going to play next, that's going to be a different story. The number 3 seed Duke beat Quinnipiac 4-0. Old Dominion beat Furman 4-0. But Duke beat Old Dominion 4-1. So everything was nearly the chalk. And now we know what the Sweet 16 matchups are. Which it's going to be interesting what happens here. I'll go over my predictions. North Carolina, the number 1 seed North Carolina versus the 16th seed Florida. And that's at North Carolina. I would say North Carolina is the favorite. They're going to win. But the 8th seed Pepperdine versus the 9th seed Miami, Florida. That's a pick 'em to me. But Miami, Florida right now only has 6 players unlisted in their lineup. So not really much room for error. And I don't know which Pepperdine team shows up. Because they lost to Oklahoma State this year. And California twice. But I would go give the edge to Pepperdine, actually, because they're hosting. They'll somehow win. Number 5 seed Virginia versus the 12 seed Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State did not have Una or Pana in singles, but had her in doubles only this past weekend, which causes me for concern because their 5 line, as you know, if you get pulled in a singles lineup, you have to move up 1 spot. Everyone from that previous spot needs to move up. I think Virginia's going to get it done, but it would shock me if Oklahoma State won. No. The number 4 seed versus Texas versus 13 seed Auburn. I don't know if Auburn's going to beat them. I think they'll get at least a point or 2, but I'm not sure about beating them. So I will take Texas in this match, especially in Austin. But would it shock me if Auburn won? No. But I wouldn't count on it. The number 2 seed Oklahoma versus the 15th seed Stanford. I'm going to say this. Oklahoma flirted with disaster against Arizona State. And it shows Oklahoma, if they lose doubles, they're a vulnerable team. And I think Stanford is better than the 15th seed here. So, I'm picking the 15th seed Stanford to win over number 2 seed Oklahoma at Oklahoma. Yeah, I'm picking the upset here. Because I just think Oklahoma's magical season is going to have to run out eventually. Yes, they only lost 2 matches all year. But Stanford beat Texas, but I know Oklahoma beat Texas twice. I'm just saying. The number 7 seed Texas A&M versus Vanderbilt. This is an interesting matchup here because Texas A&M already played Vanderbilt twice. In the SEC regular season, they won 6-1. But Vanderbilt, they played Vanderbilt again in the SEC tournament, but A&M won 4-2. I think this is going to be closer than the last 2 meetings, so 4-3. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in 1 year, but I think A&M has 0 top 10 wins, but Vanderbilt has 1 top 10 win, and that was last match against Ohio State. I'm going with the upset. Vanderbilt will get it done, but it would have shocked me if they won. No. The number 6 seed NC State is hosting to the number 11 seed California. I got a feeling this is going to be 4-3, but I think California's run is going to end. The number 3 seed Duke versus the 14th seed Georgia. I would say Duke is the better team here, and they're hosting. So I'm going with Duke. By the way, those times, North Carolina versus Florida is May 13th at 3 p.m. Central Time. The Pepperdine versus Miami is May 13th at 3 p.m. Central Time. Virginia versus Oklahoma State is May 14th at noon Central Time. Texas versus Auburn is May 13th at noon, which is a little weird why they do it during the day, especially with the heat. But I would have thought they would want to have it at night. But whatevs. Stanford versus at Oklahoma is May 13th at 6 p.m. Central Time. Texas A&M versus Vanderbilt is at on May 14th at 2 p.m. Central Time. NC State versus California is May 14th at 2 p.m. Central Time. And Duke versus Georgia is May 13th at 4 p.m. Central Time. Yes, I'm picking a few upsets here, but would I be shocked if those teams I picked upsets against won? No, but I just have a gut feeling that Stanford's going to beat Oklahoma, and Vanderbilt's going to find a way to get to the Elite Eight. Unlike A&M. A&M has 0 top 10 wins, mind you. And there's a reason why they were a 7 seed. Their strength of schedule. And nobody challenged them that much in the SEC. I think Vanderbilt, it's hard to beat a team 3 times one year. Anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys later. Let's get me at the 400 subscribers or more by the end of this year.